Every time someone says free-to-play games, it always the same titles. Valorant, Fortnite, Warzone, Counter-Strike, you already know the drill. And don't get me wrong, those games are popular for a reason, but because everyone keep talking about the same few names, a lot of genuinely interesting free games are ended up completely ignored. So in this video, I'm going to showing you 10 awesome completely free-to-play PC games that are super underrated and nobody talking about. So if you're bored of playing and installing the same games over and over again and want something fresh without spending a single dollar, this video is absolutely for you. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into it. Alright, I'm starting with an absolutely wild and ambitious extraction battle royale that just launched into early access on Steam, and it is called Legend Battles. And this game throws you into a massive 400 square kilometer neo-futuristic war zone where you're fighting against giants ETACUs, armored aliens, ferocious monsters in this absolutely chaotic PvP and PvE environment. The gameplay loop got that blend of extraction shooter mechanics with some battle royale elements where you deploy from your spaceship with a jet suit, complete attacks, defense, looting, and extraction missions, all while battling through some dynamic weather conditions like blizzards, thunderstorms, and sandstorms. There is a huge map with so many weapons, vehicles, locations to explore. Visually, the game looks pretty good, built from the most recent Unreal Engine 5.6, but when you actually jump into the game, it feels a bit undercooked at the moment. There are so many ambitious features that aren't fully implemented yet, and to be fair, the game just launched on Steam into early access, so if you're into battle royales and want something new to try out, this one is completely free to check out. Caliber is an awesome free-to-play shooter that made for the fans of tactical shooter genre, and ever since the game came out on Steam, I haven't really seen a lot of people talking about it. This one is primarily a completely free-to-play tactical third-person shooter that is all about teamwork and special forces vibe. You got over 70 different operators from around the world that split into 4 main classes. We got Assault, Support, Medic, and Marksman. And each operator has their own unique abilities and gear, so there is definitely some variety in how you play. And this game is not like Call of Duty where you can run around and shoot people down. It really focuses on coordination, and you'll need to communicate with your team and work together, which can be super fun, especially if you got a bunch of friends to jump in with you. And not only on third person, they recently added a brand new first person mode into the game, which I'm a big fan of. It got that typical PvP competitive round based mods alongside a standalone co-op experience that you can enjoy with your friends. It is completely free to play with no pay to win elements, so if you're into tactical shooters, this one is one of the coolest games to try out in 2026. Alright, let's say if you're not a big fan of online multiplayer games and looking for something to play offline single player, next up we got an awesome super underrated free-to-play game, and that is Escape from Zombie Town. This is a very casual, cartoonish first-person zombie shooter. It's nothing fancy, very straightforward. You're basically trying to escape a town overrun with zombies across 20 different levels and simply blast your way through hordes of undead with variety of fun weapons and gadgets. There is also a variety of weird looking zombies in the game. There are fast runners, the one that explode and also shoot lasers at you, which sounds ridiculous, but it keeps things interesting. You can simply run around and collect different weapons. You get rifles, shotguns, snipers, also grenades, health packs, pills that give you temporary power-ups, and also you gotta manage your ammo or you'll be in trouble when a big wave comes at you. There is no real deep story here, it's just pure zombie killing action from start to finish. I personally had so much fun playing this one, so download, try it out, it is completely free on Steam. Dread Maze is a free-to-play fantasy MMORPG that is going for that classic old-school MMO feel with a tap target combat, which is pretty refreshing in a world full of action combat games. You get 4 classes to pick from: Paladins, Mage, Ranger, and Cleric, and it is all about customizing your build by allocating star points and combining abilities from different skill tree to create your own unique playstyle. It got both PvE content like dungeons where you need the classic MMO group setup to take down big bosses and grab loot, plus there is also PvP arenas where you can test your skill against other players. The game literally came out like few weeks ago on Steam, so there is not a lot of people know about this game yet, but overall Steam reviews have been very positive so far. So if you're into classic MMORPGs with old school tap target combat, definitely give it a shot since it's completely free to play. If you're a big fan of the One Piece universe, you might have heard about this game before, and it is One Piece Bounty Rush. It's a super underrated free-to-play team-based multiplayer brawler. It is 4v4 and kind of a mix between Capture the Flag and Team Deathmatch, where you basically try to steal berries from the opposing team while defending your own. It's all about teamwork, coordination, playing in real time with full synchronization against other team. As usual, you get to play as bunch of different One Piece characters. Each has their own unique strength and weaknesses. Some are better at pushing pushing forward and attacking, while the other excel at defending and holding the territory. There is no real story here like the anime. This game is purely focused on multiplayer competitive aspect, where you can simply pick up a character and jump into the matches. The game launched on Steam back in September 2024, so it's been out for about a year and a half, and it's doing pretty decently at the moment, around 70% mostly positive reviews. So if you're looking for some casual multiplayer action in One Piece universe, this is another super underrated game to try out. Alright, talking about underrated games, I don't think many of you guys heard about this one before, and it is called Thunder Tier 1. It's a realistic top-down tactical shooter that is all about special operation missions set in the 90s after the fall of USSR. You're basically a part of an elite team trying to stop a terrorist organization called SBR, set in a fictional Eastern European country. The gameplay is specifically designed around careful planning and execution. You gotta pick your loadout before each mission, choosing everything from weapons and attachments to ammo types, armor, grenades, even your camo pattern. It's super detailed, and gear you select actually matter because every weapon has a realistic ballistic like muscles, velocity, penetration, and damage against different armor types. This isn't your casual run and gun Call of Duty, so you need to think tactically and use cover very effectively. Right now there are 9 missions in the story campaign, which meant to be played in 4-player co-op, but of course you can play the game completely solo, single player with AI teammates. Beyond the campaign, there are multiplayer modes including PvP modes like Exfil, Advanced and Secure, and Deathmatch. Plus the game also has full modding support with Steam Workshop integration, which is really great to see. The game actually came out a few years ago, and no doubt it's a super underrated game at the moment, and I recommend you guys to download and try it out. Delivery and Beyond is a wild free-to-play co-op game on Steam where you basically throw into a world of super chaotic delivery company with zero training and even less instructions. So you and your buddies just have to figure things out as you go. The core gameplay loop is very fun and goofy. You basically get contracts. If you can't get the package that you're supposed to deliver, you can just smash up furniture and junk and turn it into something that actually deliverable. Yes, I know it sounds hilarious, but surprisingly, it is very fun to play. It's a brand new game, literally came out this month, and a lot of people seems to enjoy the game on Steam. It does support both solo and up to 5-player online co-op, which is where it really shines. So if you got a bunch of friends to jump in with you, you might as well download and have some fun. We Were Here is a cooperative puzzle adventure game where you and your friends are trapped in a separate part of an abandoned castle in Antarctica, and the only way to escape is by working together using walkie-talkies. But the key thing here is that each player sees completely different things. One player is stuck in a very small area while the other roams the castle, and you both have a different piece of the puzzle. So you simply cannot solve anything without constant communication, which makes it really challenging and a unique co-op experience. And some of the puzzles in the game require you to describe what you see to each other and figure out what it means together and coordinate your action. That means you need to have another partner to complete this game. And there were a bunch of games came out in the We Were Here series, but this one is the original game and it is completely free on Steam. And if you jump in with another very coordinated friend or teammate, it's only going to take you around 2 hours to complete. Darkenstein 3D is an absolutely love letter to old school boomer shooters of 90s, and I gotta be honest, this one is a real hidden gem. This one is a completely free, indie developed, single player first person shooter with a pretty interesting story that is heavily inspired from classic shooters like Wolfenstein 3D and Doom. In this game you play as a hobo guy, a furious American drifter stuck behind enemy lines in 1940s Germany, who's on a mission to rescue his dog Gunter, who was kidnapped during a Nazi raid. You have got 13 handcrafted levels to fight through, including castles, caves, valleys, desert towns, and they all packed with secrets, hidden keys, treasures, and collectibles to hunt for. And ever since the game came out last October, it has been getting very positive reviews from the players who appreciate its nonsense, pure gaming approach. As I said, it's a completely single-player offline game and will take you around 4-5 hours to complete. Hands down one of my favorite indie free games to come out last year, so I highly recommend you guys to jump in and enjoy this one. Alright, moving on to our final game, we got a brand new title that literally came out a few days ago, and it is PUBG Blind Spot. It is a 5v5 team-based tactical shooter that is completely different from your typical PUBG experience. Instead of a giant open battle royale, this one is a top-down tactical shooter where positioning, strategy, and teamwork matter way more than running and gunning. The game also got unique agents with different tools and roles, so you gotta get your squad together and work with your team. And as I said before, the game just hit on early access on Steam, and it is pretty popular at the moment. So ultimately, if you're into team-based shooters that reward thinking and coordination, definitely jump in and enjoy this unique experience. Well, there you have it guys, 10 awesome completely free to play PC games that are super underrated at the moment. And if you have played any of these or you know another underrated games that deserve more attention, let me know down in the comment section. And if this video helped you to find something new to play, a like would be really help the channel, and consider subscribing for more free to play game recommendations like this. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.